their manifestos, as they offer their manifestos. We will do this, we will not do that, we can do this, we must do that. All those type things, right? Yeah, we often hear them every election cycle. Like I said, it's not just a Nigerian thing, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. You have people who would say something and not necessarily mean whatever it is that they say. All right, fair enough. But my question is this: can the religious centers really curb political speeches in their premises? Because the first question I ask every single time this type scenario comes through is this: can the pastor, can the priest? I know of certain religious centers where they're very strict with certain things that cannot be said. Right? I know some individuals have very high moral standings, and they'll tell you, sir, if you're going to come here, please don't do this, don't do that. They tell you immediately. But can they really? In a Nigeria today, where the governors, where the senators, more often than not, will make 25 million naira donations. Oh, we're going to help build this church. We'll do that. For the roof is leaking. They do this, they do that. Can they really curb political speeches? Can we get to a point where, if it's not in the case of an emergency, for example, there's a flood somewhere and maybe the governor is visiting and maybe he happens to be in church that day and says, oh, okay, now that we're here, please, the government has made this. I can understand that kind of information, but to come on pulpit and say, all right, I am Jude, I'm running for the presidency of the Plantain Association, you need to vote for me, if not, this thing will happen. And that guy, Kofi that was telling people that you should not vote for me, his mouth is smelling, no vote. We don't. You see, the Nigerian space has become so laughable. It almost seems like a children's playground where people are hurling insults left, right, and center without any proof, it would seem. So, can the pastors, can the imams, can they really tell a governor, or can they even stop the governors, the senators, the who and whatnot from actually coming into their spaces and say political or make political statements? Do you think these religious centers can actually do it? To join in the conversation, please use the number 017-923-0003, 017-923-0007. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and X. Well, I'm not asking you if what was said was right or wrong. No. I'm asking you if you think the pastors, the priest, the vicar, the bishops, the imams, the chief sheikh, whatever it is you want to call them, right? Do you think they can really curb their centers, their altars, their stages, their pulpits from being used for political purposes? Can they really?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, let's get straight to it. WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416. Israel's on the line, and Israel's speaking to us from Ahoda. Good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning, Jude.
Good morning.
Yeah, Jude, this is Comrade Dixon Israel Igbo from Odereke Ubi, Ahoda, West Ekpe.
Thank you for joining us. Good morning. Hey, village people in our order. Village people, sorry about that, bro. Please, you can try and get us once again. We have numbers 017-923-0003, 08179230007. WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. That's where you can send us your message, your WhatsApp messages to on that line. All right. And if you're having challenges, yes, we could probably take a WhatsApp call. It has to be a WhatsApp call, not a regular call on that last number. Once again, it has to be a WhatsApp call. All right. A WhatsApp call, not a regular call on that number. All right. 92.3 Nigeriainfo. Good morning. Oh, dear. Drop call scenario. Nandi here says, Jew, good morning. This question is the question that they should have been asking from the very get-go. What exactly has happened to our religious centers? Why have they now become very cowardly in front of these politicians? There was a time when a pastor could literally walk anybody out of his church if he or she said or did something that was inappropriate. These days, everybody just bows down to these very criminal-minded politicians. He says they're criminal-minded, the politicians. Strong words, bro. Strong words. This early morning. WhatsApp 08090306416. 08090306416. Once again, if you're going to call that number, it's a WhatsApp call, please. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, please.
Happy new working day.
Yes, I wish you the same.
Week.
Welcome.
Road.
Welcome, Ibiso.
Hey, let me just take you back to 2015. You know, when the Governor Mechi decided to support Buhari, and people from the South now take Mechi and his party as enemy to the South. And the clergymen you are talking of, most of them are from this area. They will follow people like that. And they give opportunity to these politicians to come and stand in their order and make up it. But once you start something that you cannot stop, don't start it. Even if you go down to the traditional rulers, the same way. That time, anybody that is following Amechi is an enemy to the Niger Delta people and to the South. That's the way people do behave. Even in family, your brother cannot attend your child education because the both of you are in different party.
Terrible.
So they started that character, and now it's a big problem to us.
Big problem. Israel, do you agree?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, Jude, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Comrade Dixon, Israel Igbo from Ahoda West.
Go on, please.
Yeah. Jude, you know, our politicians now have mingled themselves properly in the mix of church. And when they go to church, it's where they will be interrupting their fellow politicians, which is not good for that. And our clergymen cannot be able to control them.
Why? Why do you think the clergy? Why do you think the clergy can't control or discourage those kind of things? Why?
Okay, yeah, thank you. The question is very good to me, Jude. Why the clergymen cannot be able to control the politicians is because of the money they have sent to the church of God. They use these politicians to make more money instead of telling them the bad thing they have done. They cannot, because the clergymen are the people that are supposed to advise the politician when they are wrong, because they are ordained by God according to them. But since the clergymen, they use the veto of the church to make money, they don't see any error for our politicians who send money to them. They will be praising them, they will be supporting them. For that, these people, particular people, they feel that they are doing very good for the eyes of God and the eyes of human beings. That is why you see that our politicians are behaving anyhow. They don't even mind. They don't even fear the face of God. So our clergymen, they are the most people that urge these people to do evil things. Thank you.
Interesting. But, okay, well, we cannot speak for all the clergy, obviously. How many of you remember, was that last year? Yeah, last year when there was that very weird scenario that happened where you had some bishops, they allegedly were bishops, who said they were in support of the current administration. And then, the PFN had to say, we don't know them, we disavow ourselves. But the point here is when campaign trails are on, and we've seen this in the past, whether it was Peter Obi, there was Atiku Abubakar, whether it was the current president, Tinubu, Olusegun Obasanjo, Jonathan, all of them at one point in time visited a mosque, a church, or something like that. You are trying to get people to key into your vision of a better Nigeria, of a better local government area, of a better district. So, is it possible for them to actually curb? Can we get? Do you think we can get a situation where the clergyman can say, "Excuse me, Governor sir, or President sir, or ma, or Senator sir, or ma, you can tell us, this is why you want to come in, but you cannot insult people. You cannot." Do you think they can enforce those type of things in your religious centers? Covered Emperor, by the way. Wherever you are at the moment, we are broadcasting live from the city of Port Harcourt, and as the morning shows go, well, you probably could have done worse, than choosing us. Really, you could have. But anywho, we start off this morning talking about comments on the premises of religious centers, mosques, churches. What I find very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, is that I haven't seen yet. Please correct me if you have, or inform me if you have. I haven't seen any politician, whether a governor or deputy senator or aspiring senator, actually make a comment at a shrine. I haven't. I know, yes, at the palaces of traditional rulers, yes, they can make comments, and they do often make comments. But to make a comment from a shrine, I haven't quite seen that. I don't know that it's because the shrines are not maybe beautifully constructed. Maybe. So those of you who are traditional practitioners, maybe it's time you upgrade, the shrines where you worship, so that we can take cameras and send newsmen out there to receive press statements from some of these politicians, because it's not a problem, with them. They're all right. They don't have a problem coming through to churches, to mosques, or the traditional palaces to make comments, But we don't see them from the shrines. I would like to see them from the shrines. Hey, Jude is a goat, right? Yeah, I'd like to see that. But anywho, now following the recent conversations from last week, about politicians, and it's not the first time. We've seen this happen a lot of times, particularly here in River State. There's a church service going on, the Thanksgiving up, and says, "Oh, those people, they didn't do right." They are in a place of worship. Once again, I still think it's not out of turn for pertinent information. There's been a disaster, or maybe there's some palliative to be shared, and the governor is there or the commissioner is there and can say, "Oh, look, now that I'm here, the governor said you can go." I can understand that kind of information, but to make political statements for your pulpits, for your stages of worship now to now become battlegrounds, can these clergymen curb it? Is the question.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
Okay, so that was Daniel from Alu. Daniel, please do call back. That's a drop call scenario. I get straight to WhatsApp. All right, 080-030-6416, 080-030-6416. Obi says, I have so much wondered on this. Maybe because the clergymen have interest from these politicians, our political culture will also be blamed because we have made these guys the almighties in the society and they are feared. That's Obi with that comment. Muriel is on the line from Okrika. Muriel, good morning to you, please.
Hi, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
Look, Jude, very simple. I think they should change their message, honestly. When they change their message and preach the correct message, of reproach as trying to, tell them the truth, the politicians, not just the politicians, all of us. So when we see that when you get to the way our preachers are preaching, they tell us the absolute truth. When you enter church, while you're coming out, you're remorse, you're feeling guilty. There's a way you should feel when you come out of the church, but they don't. And they make us politicians feel very, very comfortable with sin and all this. That's why they have the audacity to go to these churches to do these things. For me, I just think they should change their message. When they do that, politicians will know that this place is a holy place.
This place is a holy place. Interesting that she used that phrase. So the politicians don't see it as a holy place. Well. All right. Messages now. People who are hungry and desperate for fame, adulation, and connections will not turn down anything that looks close to the fulfillment of those desires, even if the holders or the carriers of those things are bad. I'm not religious, but my husband and I have relatives who are super religious. Them be around people that have power, financial, they think it will favor them. It's actually scary and truly disappointing. Let me just say, I'm still looking for that pastor that can say the truth and not bow to pressure to pervert the cause of justice where money, power, or position is involved. These people will lend their pulpits to anything. Koroye is in a greater. Koroye, good morning to you, please.
Good morning, Mr. Jude.
Good morning. Welcome.
Your question this morning, it goes a long way to touch the mind of these men of God. But the truth is that the foundation of the church matters. We are taking seminary. You can see how they treat people, having people. They give scholarship, free education to people. At that time, they are closer to God in Christianity. But this time of the day, you can see because of evil money we are collecting from the politicians. When a man of God cannot say, "Oh, my child, you are wrong for what you are doing." And at the end of the day, the only thing you can hear from men of God, if you refuse to contribute tithe, you cannot go to the kingdom of heaven. And a politician who stole billions of money, which is for me and you and the church, he said that one, when he bring any money, even money, he said, "No, all the congregation, let us pray for this man." Oh God, it's a better of fortune. My brother, but I am praying that one day, what you do to your congregation, they cannot go to school. The school that they contributed for the church, how many children do you have going to a free education from Christianity? There's no way. There's no way. Because of evil money they have involved themselves in politicians. And this money for you and me, no man of God can say, "Oh, this man that you are collecting our money, you are wrong." There's billions of dollars contributed to them in the church. And we gather all the Christians. Let us pray for this man. 2027, you are going to win. I will have a long way to go.
Nathaniel is in Bonny Island. But Nathaniel, good morning to you, please.
Thank you. Good.
Good morning.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, please.
You have an occasion and you never invited someone to come, but he comes into that occasion and post will become even one of the most popular persons in that occasion. Is it possible that way?
Well, it depends on how they come about it.
Look, the problem is that it's this same clergyman that invites these politicians to come.
Oh, really? You think the clergymen actually invite the politicians to come to their various places of worship?
They do from this to the city, they do invite all these politicians to come because they know what they gain. They are aiming to get money from them. And nothing more than that. So when these politicians come, you know politicians and their way. They will do exactly what they want, lambast their opponents and say whatever they want to say. And now these people are not comfortable again because people are criticizing them. You know, the churches in Nigeria now that politicians don't go in and express their views. And they are the most popular among all the members because, one, they donate the millions that they cannot even account for. And the clergymen are very happy to receive this money because their aim is just to collect money from them. And they cannot even say anything wrong in doing that. It's just that when they stand in this side of the divide, they seem to be criticizing the other side. That's exactly what I see.
Okay.
The same man that criticizes a politician today, the next politician that comes, we will welcome him and praise him.
So Nathaniel, do you think they can actually curb the use of their pulpits? Do you think they can stop it at least?
Hello?
Do you think they can control the way the politicians use their pulpits? Do you think they can do it?
They cannot. The politicians
They cannot.
They're interwoven. Politicians are the same part of the church, and most of them are even more powerful than the clergymen in their own church, so they cannot even control them.
Strong allegations. Good news is on the line from Mile 3. Good news. Welcome, please.
Thank you, my brother, man.
Welcome.
Let me start from where the last two columns said. I think that it is from the foundation of the particular of the church, of the denomination, that where most politicians goes. I am of Assemblies of God Church. You hardly see a politician who is invited to the church, given the microphone and allowed to speak. He can be invited in harvest, He only come and make his contribution as the harvest program. But coming to make some silly talks is very difficult in assemblies of God church I belong to. We know most of the churches where these politicians always like going and they give them the opportunity to speak in the altar. I remember from Wike sometime in one of the churches say, "Thunder fire you." And after that, the general or the pastor did not change it, even in his front. In assemblies of God church, the senior pastors will change it instantly. Say, "You don't do this here." Either in one way or the other, but they will correct it, and next time others will not come. So I think that most pastors have given themselves to these politicians, praising them. That's why what is happening is happening. My name is Good News.
All right, good news. Thank you very much. Now, in the news, the National Publicity Secretary of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFM, Bishop Emeisong, has joined in condemning the use of the pulpits in churches to reply political opponents. Now, Bishop Emeisong, the founder, the presiding bishop of the Christian Central Chapel International in Calabar, said this while speaking to our correspondent, and he advised against taking politics to the pulpit. This is what he said, and we'll get to hear from Emmanuel on Odili Road. This is morning to you. Oh dear. Daniel from Alu. Daniel, good morning.
Jude, good morning.
Good morning to you, please.
Jude, this morning I want to keep you laugh. Because you see that question you asked, why the politicians don't say from top from the shrine.
Have you ever seen them? We see them in Moscow. We see them in church, but I've not seen anyone, say, we are in Ahmadiyya shrine today.
Jude, I sent you a message and I said, see, God is a merciful father. You understand? He's a merciful father. You see this thing called money, fear money. Fear money. Because they have used money to silence them. They cannot say anything. The politicians are always right. You understand? They are always right in the eyes of all these pastors. In one way or the other, look at it, Jude, from the beginning, from all the ones you have been saying, from Adam Back, all those ones. Look at them. Politicians have always had a greater role to play in their churches, in their ministry. That is the reason why they cannot talk. Jude, they cannot resist money. But these pastors and these all these big men, they can use money. So once you give them money, they are free to use the pulpit and do whatever you want to do. You understand?
So you believe that even as you are talking, even as a lot of Rivers people are talking about this, the men of God cannot change their hearts and start to do the right thing?
Dude, see, first of all, they are first of all a man before you say of God.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Yes. So these people, we don't have, even in the ministry of God, we don't have sincere men of God.
Strong allegation.
We don't have sincere men of God, because if a sincere man of God will not allow that kind of a thing to happen.
Okay. All right.
It cannot happen.
Thank you very much, Daniel from Alu. We have Emmanuel on Odili Road. Emmanuel, good morning to you, please.
Good morning.
Good morning. Patrick is standing by, but let's hear from you first, please.
Okay, so I think that...
Patrick from HA. Patrick, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Jude.
Good morning, please.
Yes, sir. The matter on ground. Do you know that money answered all things?
So I read.
Yes, sir. Because these petitions...
Patrick, please turn off your radio set or step away from the radio, please, Patrick. Can you do that for us?
Okay, I am away from the radio now.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Okay, go on, please.
Yes, I say money answered all things. And these politicians always vote money to pastors, especially churches. You will see some politicians that are not pastors. They get money they are donating in church. You will see pastors bring them to pulpit, honor them because they are bring money out. So that is it. And in aspect of, can you hear me, Jude?
Yeah, I'm listening to you, Patrick.
Yes, in aspect of checking, if politicians always make comment in the front, they can't take picture there, and it cannot be on air. The reason is that they sneak out to go to that place. They went there secretly. Are you hearing me?
Okay, Nicodemously.
So, and they don't want it to be on air because they went there secretly. So that's the reason why you cannot see it on air whenever politician went to a great place, like this Harvard's place. So that is the reason why. I want to urge these pastors, if you are to be a pastor, don't worship politicians. That is the reason why the church is being messed up today. It's because pastors are after money. That is the problem we have today. Thank you very much, Jude.
Dakuku is speaking to us from Eche. Dakuku, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Nigeriainfo.
Good morning, Dakuku.
This is Dakuku. My brother, the question he asked, why most of these politicians don't go to Ramadan or whatever, they always go to church to pray. Hello?
Not to pray. The question is, why can't the pastors and the imams, control what the politicians say in their places of worship?
Okay. Listen to me, my brother. You know these people, that's why we are talking of today. Churches are for business, not for the practically based on God. The other time I made this comment when a governor in a state, former governor in a state, the minister, said that a group who was preaching, he said, thunder will fire those in the house of God. We are a Anglican church where we have a problem promise to nobody. The reverend could not even withdraw his talk, say, no, this is house of God. We don't need here again. This is the house of. He was right. He said whatever he wants. And the same thing, when they go to church, they start to preach because of the money they give to them. Because they are concerned of that money, not that the preaching of getting the soul of the human beings again. The churches don't do it again to get the soul. What they needed is the money. If you have money today, whatever you do, come to church, they will accept you, but they will not preach you to repent. Everything belongs to that money. They need that for you.
All political beings, be he pastor or politicians. Toby, I totally understand that narrative, right? We are all political beings, whether we agree or not. You like bola and fish, you like amala and ewedu. We decide who eats this and what time. We have to explain and give reasons. But the real issue here is, for a place that is meant to be for spiritual growth, yes, we are still political. Shouldn't the emphasis be on healing rather than divisiveness? Because what we've seen in some of these places, like you've heard from other callers, is accusations, counter accusations, blame games, and sometimes even insult hurling. Erasmus on the line from Rupaku. Good morning to you, Erasmus.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Jude.
Good morning, Erasmus.
The question you asked, or the topic of discourse, I think one of the challenges that the fear of the politicians or the church not hosting any government program is another reason. I had one experience where I think that was during Audley's time. Audley went for a church service, and the fierce-looking security aides were in the church. So the pastor called his attention and said, Your Excellency, sir, please, can you tell your security details to leave? This is a worship center. I tell you, till today, no program, government program, hosts in that church. So that's one of the consequences. Some of them would just, apart from the monetary aspect, when the politicians come to your church, there is publicity for the church. So they also avoid that. So they would just want to give the politician the respect and do your thing so that our church will be popular. I think that's another reason.
All right, but Erasmus, but to what end though? If your church is popular for hosting politicians, right? Yeah, let's agree that maybe some of the politicians may make donations to build halls and whatnot. But beyond that, do people feel any sense of growth or development beyond building churches? How does that really help the laity in that church?
In a church you have politicians. Aside the partisan ones, there may be aspiring politicians. So it's an avenue for them also to make their contact and boost their career.
I see.
So
I
some
see.
churches may want to give that preference to their members.
Okay. All right.
And we are not also forgetting that some pastors are also politicians.
You are? You are?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
Babake is on the line from D-Line. Babake, good morning to you.
Yes, my brother, good morning.
Good morning.
I want to specifically mention that what the governor said was merely an advice to the judges who are going to the court, and they're giving controversial judgment.
We're not talking about. Hold on. Hello, Babake. Hello. Good morning. Hello, Babake. We're not talking about. Hello, Babake. Hello. Hello. Good morning, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not talking about what the governor said or did not say. The question really is using pulpits to make comments, right? Can the pastors, can the religious men, can they actually curb it? We're not talking about what anybody said in particular.
Yes, pastors can call them to order.
Okay.
But the area where I am only concerned is that people have used so many language because of what the governor said on the pulpit that Sunday.
Okay, all right, Babake. You probably didn't get to start the conversation with us, but appreciative of your participating. Our final caller is Green from Oyigbo. Green, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Green. Welcome.
I want to make contribution in respect to this discussion this morning.
Yes, please.
I think the most important thing here is that people have lost the consciousness of God in their life. Now, because of that consciousness that of God they don't have, that's why somebody can come up anytime and say anything in the church. Church is a holy place, and it's a place of sacred where people sit and gather together to worship God. It is not a place of politics. So I think if we are conscious of God, knowing the reasons why we go to church, I think somebody should be focused anytime he enters church. He should be able to guide his utterances, knowing fully well that whatever a man sows is what he reap.
But Green, the real focus is, can those ministers, can those pastors and bishops, can they actually curb or control what politicians say in that space? That's the question.
Yes, of course. If a pastor who is born again, who knows the purpose of his calling, why he is in that church, he should be able to guide
the utterances.
Whosoever that visits his church for any reasons, for any program.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Anonymous here says, can the clergymen actually use the pulpit to influence better politics or point politicians to the right direction? Yes. If only they can emulate the models of Bishop Desmond Tutu or Reverend Jesse Jackson. It's a very good comment. More coming your way right here on Hello Port Harcourt.
Nigeriainfo. Right back after this.